Hello and welcome to Jamie TV, streaming 100% live on YouTube and trying to blag being able to play keyboards, which obviously I can't. But when you got an app like this, I'm not sure you have to be able to play keyboards. That sounds absolutely awesome. Naughty, Ed, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me and preventing me from sitting here doing a stream all to myself. I think there's only you two here, but thank you very much for being here. I hope you're both very, very well. Ed will be back in a moment. No, he's gone to grab something to eat. Something I forgot to do. So if you hear my stomach grumbling, I'll tell you what I'll do is, if my stomach's about to rumble, because it's terrible, my stomach's like, it's always at it. It rumbles when I'm hungry, it rumbles when I've eaten something, and I'm always hungry, so, yes. So, what am I on about even? Right, so, today I am going to share with you the apps that I bought. We're on Black... Hi, Ed. Ed's back. What did you get to it? Oh, large burrito. That sounds awesome. I had a burrito the other day on a gig. I was doing one of those gigs that's it's like a Christmas, like a works do type thing, you know, dinner and a band and a DJ type thing, and they fed us, which is always a bonus. Let me just get a bit closer to the plot here. Okay, right, so, Peanut Cram, thanks for being here. Thank you. I've been doing some streams on my Patreon, and I've mostly been streaming to myself, apart from Naughty joined me and made me feel like I wasn't completely alone. But I'm gonna tell you what's happened. Right, what's happened is that I felt it was about time I started doing a regular Patreon stream, because when you've got a Patreon account and you've not got that many people on it yet, because, you know, I'm still building this thing, it's kind of difficult to know what to sort of keep giving back to people. And, I try to make videos that people request, and I upload samples and presets and things like that. And but a lot of the time, the thing that makes it a little bit difficult is that people don't actually ask you for specific videos. So I thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure every week I do a regular Patreon stream. And I seem to have picked a time that is inconvenient for absolutely everyone except me. It's at 12 o'clock UK time, like lunchtime, on a Thursday. So it looks like I'm going to have to consider changing it, because I'm sitting there streaming to myself, and well, that's fine, because people are watching it later. People are checking it out. It would just be a bit more enjoyable, I think, if people were in the chat, and then people could throw questions at me and I could do my best to answer them. So, yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I'm not quite sure why. Now, before I get on to today's topic, I'm going to tell you about something, because what has happened is this, right? I had to take a bit of time out from making videos. I've been doing my streams, but I've not been making the sort of, nicely edited YouTube videos, because I've just had a lot on. There's just been an awful lot to do recently. Now, I've got a lot of those things out of the way and got back to making videos, and I've got a few that are sort of in process, so there's going to be quite a lot coming out over the next few weeks. But the one I wanted to have uploaded today, I thought, right, what I'm going to do is, for my first one in a little while, I'm going to do a really special one, right? So I did a video that's got, I'm using Sampletron in it, and I'm using Dragonfly in it, and I'm using this keyboard. And and I was quite proud of it. And then I had some difficulties with uploading it, because Lumafusion, since I updated to 14.3 I'm on. Or is it 14? No, it's 14.8. Since I updated to that, Lumafusion has had some issues. Now, I've discovered online that there's quite a few people who've had issues with Lumafusion on older iPads like mine on 14 point whatever. And what happens is when you're writing the video, it just crashes. And then it does that thing where the app disappears, but if you press the home button, it's still there, but it's kind of in the background, so you can open it up again, but then it's just pointless. It won't work. You have to restart your iPad. And anyway, so today, after lots of pissy panting about and lots of restarting the iPad, I eventually managed to get the video uploaded. So I was watching it to make sure it had uploaded okay, and I'm time coding the whole thing, and I've nearly finished time coding it, and then right near the end, there's a bit where I'm talking, but instead of a picture of me on screen, there's just like a black square. So then I didn't have time to, I've corrected it and I've re-uploaded it, but I didn't have time to make it live, because when you make a YouTube video live, you need to spam the entire universe online to get people to watch it. Because the quicker that you get people to watch it on YouTube, the better it does in the ratings. It goes higher up the rankings, and more people are likely to just get it in their feed. So it's quite important to have some time set aside to do the spammage when you actually make the video live. So yeah, so there's an error with the video. So once again, another day passes and I haven't got a new video on YouTube, and I'm quite pissed off about it. But what I'll do is, when I've finished the stream, I will watch Doug's stream and getting a few bits and pieces of jobs done while I watch. And then after that, when I go in the house and get my dinner, if the missus has gone to sleep, because normally when we have dinner, we'll watch TV and that's our time together. If she's gone to sleep because she's shattered today, then I'll do it then. But otherwise, it'll be first thing in the morning. So, what are we saying in the chat? Ed says he's really digging Volcano 3. Haven't got Volcano 3. That's not one of the things I bought. Sam says he's like a zombie today. Heightened body temperature, runny nose and headache. Sam, are you not feeling better? That was the first thing I was going to ask you when I saw you, if you were feeling better. I knew you were not well the other day. Well, let's hope it is just flu and that you're over it soon, mate. Take good care of yourself. But thank you very much for joining us, because I do often rely on your somewhat impressive expertise when it comes to iOS apps. Now, okay, so I'm going to tell you, I've got stuff to tell you. I'm going to have to tell you something about this keyboard, even though I've talked all about this keyboard in my new video, which failed to upload today. I'm just not going to be able to resist showing you a few features. Oh, you were well for a few days and then back again. I was like that when I had COVID. I was rotten for a few days. Let me just move my Imaginando badge into side there. Yeah, when I had COVID, I was like that. I was really, really poorly for a few days, and then suddenly I felt absolutely fine, got back to it, started working again, and then a couple of days, and I was really, really rough again. Really rough. And yeah, it's pants. Anyway, let's do something. So I'm going to have to tell you something about this keyboard, because there's a couple of features I'm just not going to be able to resist showing you, even though I've talked all about it in my new video. But here's what today's about. It's been the Black Friday sales, and there's been a ton of videos to watch all about what apps are on offer, what you should buy, and so, you know, I've been watching them. But of course, things are slightly different for me and other iOS YouTubers, because what happens is we get sent codes by developers in the hope that we'll make a reasonably decent video with them. And so since the beginning of lockdown, when I couldn't afford to buy any codes anymore because my work just disappeared, it worked out okay, because I was getting codes anyway. I was still getting new apps. But I do still sometimes buy some things. There are some developers, for instance, that I haven't formed a relationship with yet, and so if I want one of their apps, rather than pestering them for a code, sometimes I'll just buy it and then maybe make a video with it and then ask them for codes when I've already done something for one of their apps that they might be quite pleased with. And but also there are some developers that are just ace and you just like to help, really. Now, I'm a big fan of Brambos apps, like most people are, and there were two that I hadn't got. So I bought Mosaic, and I've no idea what that even is. I'm not going to attempt to use that this evening, because unless there's somebody very, very patient in the chat who's going to tell me all about what to do with it, I'm just not going to have a clue. So that's what I'm probably not going to be showing you this evening. But I bought a Scatterbrain because I was really impressed with the demo videos that I saw of it when it came out, but I never got around to buying it. And I also bought, let me just close this, and then I got Pro Q3 from FabFilter, and I got Synthmaster 2, which, I've seen plenty of videos of Synthmaster 2, and I knew that it was a great, great synth. But, I've kind of put off buying that one because I have lots of great synths, and I've not even really, hardly even, touched Synthmaster 1, really. I mean, I'd used it, but there was so much ace stuff left in it for me to explore. And so I just kind of was pissy-panting about and putting it off. And then it was on offer. I think it was about £8 or something. So I thought, right, it's time to get Synthmaster 2. So those are the 4 apps that I've bought. Might not sound like a lot, but I've also had some codes for things that I would otherwise have bought, and some really, really exciting ones too. Some very interesting videos coming up. So I started the video with, hang on, what's Samuel saying? AV3 FX push from Kamatka is really nice. Is it? I don't know what that is. What is that, Sam? What does it do? Ed says he still doesn't have Mosaic. It scares you. It scares me, yes. I sort of bought it really to sort of complete the set of Bram's apps. I now have all of them. So, and that might make an interesting video or stream sometime. The stupid hippie who's got no idea what he's doing with Mosaic, trying to make some sense of it. So anyway, I have Synthmaster 2 now. And the great thing about it is apparently you don't need to be able to play keyboards to make awesome keyboard sounds. Now, what I've done is I've not looked at these apps at all, apart from Synthmaster 2. I just opened it up just before I started the stream and just had a pissy pants around with a few presets. Now, here's what I've seen already with this app that I really, really like. Browse is there. I like this, right? This is my favorite feature to have in any kind of synth app that's got like a million billion presets, is where you can select from different what's the word where you can kind of narrow down the sound that you want. It'll be easy just to do it. Right, so in instrument type, I can select a type of instruments, right? So I go to, let's go with mallet instruments, okay? And then I get a list of mallet type instruments over here. Then if I want, say, a particular kind of mallet type instrument, I can select an attribute like lo-fi. There isn't one. Have I got something else selected here? Just make sure I've not got anything else selected. Or there. Velocity mod. Right, so then let's select a bass. See what that's like. Oh, Doug's here and I'm playing keyboards. Doug, this synth is great. Oh, and Daniel's here. Hi, Daniel. I don't have to even be able to play keyboards at all. It's incredible. Listen to that. That's great. Okay, well, seeing as Doug's here, right? Doug, have you ever seen keyboards by Nectar? Because they sent me this, and it's got this feature called Part 2, and I think it's really, really cool. And I'm going to just show what it does. Right, so let's go to a different kind of sound. Let's say go to, what kind of a sound? Maybe a brass sound might be. We just go to all in attributes. There we are. Right then, and then we'll go with, oh, no, I didn't press brass. There we go. And I need my eyes tested. Okay, right, we've got a nice little brass sound. Okay, so we have this feature called Part 2. And here's what, hi Dave, Joe, thanks for being here. Here's what Part 2 does. If I press this note, and then I press Part 2, it, actually it would be better if I'd just gone to the default setting. Let me just set that up. I'm just going to go and kind of put this back to how it would be when you buy it. And there, is that right? That's right. Okay, let's try a different sound. Oh, lovely. Magic. Okay, so I'll try again. If I press the C, now I press Part 2, and there's two Part 2 keys, a down and an up. I'll press the down one, and it plays that same note 2 octaves down, or 2 octaves higher. So if I'm playing a chord, and I want, if I wanted to, like I'm playing this C, and if I want to add a low bass note, lower than this C here, I can press the Part 2 button down and take it down real low. Now let me just shift my C up to that position there. This will be more effective. Right, so I'm playing this shape of C, and then hold down the Part 2 down button, and there's my really low bass note. It doesn't interfere with the chord that you're playing or anything. And what happens is, if you I'll just try and do it right, okay? So press the button, press the key. When I release it, it continues, and then it returns to normal, right? And there's other stuff you can do with it as well. You can say, for instance, if I go to setup, I can change the octave that it plays on, so I could set it to be just 1 octave down, and I can set it to play as a layer. So if I go to setup and press layer, and then it plays both at the same time, which I think is really pretty, I could say that could be really useful. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, that, Doug? It's pretty cool, right? In fact, if my iPad will allow me to, let me just see if I can load up another instance of SynthMaster 2, and then I'll show you the other Part 2 feature. There, right. Now what I'm going to do is make this bright yellow, and I'm going to select a sound. Let's go with a bass sound, And distorted bass sound. Have we got some of them? Ooh, we have. Lovely. I've never played with SynthMaster 2 before, Doug. It's right good. Is there an on-screen keyboard for it anywhere? Has it got an on-screen keyboard? Oh, I tell you what, I could use this one, couldn't I? I could go with this one, and I will just go there, right? Whoa, that's loud. One thing I've noticed about SynthMaster 2 so far is that all the sounds are right loud. Is it just me? Hi Grant, thanks for being here, dude. SynthMaster 2 is relatively easy on CPU. Thank you, Sam. That's good to know, because my iPad is steam powered. I've just been talking to the missus about getting a new one though when it's my birthday, which is in February, which is when I will be 50 years old. Right, okay, so I've got my brass sound, I got my bass sound, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to switch off all the MIDI channels and set it to MIDI channel 2. And then I'm going to go to setup on the GX Mini, and I'm going to ask the GX Mini to play the part 2 note on MIDI channel 2. I hope I've done that right. Okay, so there's brass. Is that coming out the right thing? It doesn't sound like it to me. Hang on. It isn't. I must have pressed it wrong. Let me just try that again. So I go to setup and part 2, channel, MIDI channel 2, enter. That's not working. I'm doing something wrong. Let me just see what I did here. Did I do this right? Oh, I didn't set receive from GX Mini. That will be why. I did it right in the first place. There we are. There's my burst. What's a burst note? Okay, so now I can get my brass back, and then when I press the part 2 button, let me do it like this again. That'll sound better. Play the chord, hit part 2, play the bass note. There we go. What a useful feature, especially for someone unlike me who can actually play keyboards. What an excellent keyboard. So I'm not going to dwell on the keyboard because, as marvelous as I think it is, it's all in my new video. There's loads more stuff about it as well, where I've even had a pissy pants around with it, using some Native Instruments stuff in Cubase Pro. So check it out tomorrow when it finally is uploaded. You just turned 60, Grant. Okay. Ed's birthday is in February too. Are you getting a new iPad for your birthday, Ed? Yes, I agree, Sam. It is. It's a very hot output. Big 50s party those weeks. Yes. And Notty, you are nearly 50. Are you really? Wow. I thought you were younger than me. Okay, right. So, anyway, let's do some stuff. So, here's my first Black Friday purchase, SynthMaster 2. So, I really like the browse feature. I love that I can search through, putting in different attributes and stuff, and find what I want. Because one of the things that I know, like lots of people have talked about this, but this is a real, a very real obstacle, is that when you're making electronic music or you're looking for a synth sound, something that really can hold you back is having too much choice. I know it sounds really, really stupid, but I've done it loads of times where I've got the arrangement, because I tend to start with the musical arrangement, not the sounds. I know some people really kind of thrive on the sounds to begin with, and that's where they get the initial ideas. But I kind of have ideas for chords and melodies and stuff, arrangements and that. So I'll tend to get the MIDI with cheesy sounds, maybe inside Cubase 3, just like built-in sounds. Then I start to look for the synth sounds. So I've got my part, right? And I open a synth, and then I start looking through sounds. And another one, find one I really like, and I go, okay, I'll remember what that one's called. Yeah, like I will. And then, I'll just check out these other ones. And I'm only like, a millionth of the way down the list. And, time is precious when you're creating. It's important to get things done. Keep a flow going, because you kind of lose it after a little while. So I think this kind of being able to search for sounds in this way is absolutely awesome. So let's just have a look at a couple of sounds. I'm intrigued by what are sound effects? What's in there? Wow, a lot of sounds. Okay, what about sound effects that kind of loop round? Have we got looping stuff? Oh, I saw sequence. Sequence/loop. Okay, what's in there? Doug is 58, 1 week before Christmas. That's a really, really pants time to have a birthday, Doug. I mean, is it one of those? Do you get birthday presents? Do people just buy you joint, birthday and Christmas things all the time? That's, yeah. I have a mate whose birthday's on Boxing Day, and everybody just gets him like a joint present for both. Daniel will be 66 in March. Wow, Daniel. Actually, Daniel, I have no idea what you look like, so I don't know why, but I always just, presumed that you were a youngster. Wow. Okay. Well, because you know what, a lot of people, their online presence is just an avatar, isn't it? It's just a picture that they use, not necessarily a picture of themselves. And so when I think of Daniel, I think of that blue thing with the yellow writing on it. Ed says Doug still looks 30. And Ed thought Daniel was, yeah, everyone thinks that you just shouldn't have given it away, Daniel. Right, okay, so what am I going to do with this? Right, I like that sound. That's crackers. Ooh. That I like, that's cool. Erasure. It's just that chord. I don't know the name of the song, but it's almost an Erasure song. I might use that. Let's just I want to have a go with Scatterbrain. I have no idea what that does, so let's find out. Shall I leave that? I'll leave it there. It's not doing any harm. Right, okay. I think, no, I pressed the wrong thing. I think what I need is a one note played in helium, just to kind of get things looping round. I think that it loops after 4 bars, doesn't it? Okay. What note is that? Is that C? I haven't even attached it yet. Stupid hippie. Right. Listen to helium on port 1. And then in helium. It's that one. That's C4. I never know these things. Edit. And we want a bar. Let's go there. And stretch that out for 4 bars. Better sync it up, and we'll have a loop. Okay. Hit the star button when you like a patch. Oh, right. Ah, yeah. Well, that's cool. Well, we could just sit and listen to this for half an hour until Doug streams. This is cool. Okay, right, let's find out what Scatterbrain does. Yes. Bram. Scatterbrain. Now, I did watch Doug do a video on this ages ago, and I think I saw one that that Dean did on these. Dean from Electronic Sounds did. So I've got a vague idea what it sounds like, but I don't know how it works. So let's just kind of press play. Now I know this is multi-out. Do I have to have multi-out to? Do I have to have multi-out to, you know, get the effect of it? It does multi-out. Let's just have multi-out anyway. We'll get... Yeah. Let's just do that. Multi-bus out. There we go. Right. Right, let's just tidy things up a little bit. Move. Does anyone else find this? Right. In AUM, when you want to move one of these MIDI stems like this, it's really hard to make it do that. I can never make it do that first time. Right. Okay, so now the output from SynthMaster 2 is very loud, so I presume that if something's going to come down these channels, it would be very loud as well. So we'll just bring them down in case, right? Then let's look at this. Here we go. Press play. Try some presets. I get you, Naughty. I get you. Okay. Okay, so what Naughty's saying is that you don't have to use the multibus out, but if you do, you could add different effects to each one. That's a really, really interesting thought. Okay, so let's do a couple more presets. I'm just kind of looking at this and just kind of getting my head around what it does. I like that one. Okay, right. I think I'm getting it. Right, so I don't know what that button up there does. I'll have a look at that in a bit. Okay, so we have number of steps here, right? So that changes the number of steps going this way. Right, so this top line here of little blue flashy lights is incoming information. Buffer is next, and then out. And they're not all doing the same, are they? Deviate. Right, so that makes them... Right, so that randomizes. So that's what buffer's all about. Retrigger, I remember this from Doug's video. This is like a ratcheting. Okay. Right. So let's go back to 8 steps. It's easier for me to think with 8. Right, now down here we've got 4 outputs. Right, levels. So these are the levels for the different outputs. So that's the main one. These are the 3 multi-bus. Then we've got outputs here. So this is sending notes to different outputs. Let's test my theory. And I think that the ones that look like fried eggs are occasional hits. Right, so right now we've got nothing. Let me press play. Right, so output 1. Yeah, so that's coming out. Output 1, and then let's go across like that. Yeah. Right, okay. So this sends to different outputs. Right, what about trigger chance? Right, turn the channels all the way down. These ones are not sounding. And now we're getting occasional ones the more we turn up the trigger chance, okay? And then deviate from that. Okay, I get it. Right, so now we've got oh, what's fade time? Let's fill all these in. Oh. Fade time fades each note. That's lovely. And then we've got triplets and 16s, 30 seconds. Oh. Okay. What about mix? Yeah, it sounds really cool, Doug. I like it. It's like a... Yeah, okay. No, I like that. Right. Can anyone in the chat tell me what mix is before I find out what it is? I'm going to press this... Oh. I see. Okay, so that's for like live jamming, live jamming kind of glitchy nonsense. That's marvelous. I like that. Okay, so let's go with a let's see what we can make then. So we'll go with. I just want to kind of do something that's just like a bit of a loop, really. I'm not going to try and make any stunning music or anything today. Just kind of. There's drums in SynthMaster, isn't there? What drums have we got? Now then, let me just go with. I want this on-screen keyboard then, for that, and then that was going to there, wasn't it? I thought that was. Yeah. And oh, but I took the MIDI channel off. Right, so I need to just go and reset these MIDI channels. Okay. Have we got drums in here? Let's have a look. Oh, don't press matrix. That's frightening. Drums. All drums. Oh. Futuristic beats. That's nice. Okay. Right, now what about drums that loop? Drums that sequence loop. Right, okay. All right, so that's in the drum section. Right, but it was also in the sequences section. Right. Okay. I'm pressing the wrong button and I'm pressing the wrong keyboard. Stupid hippie. Will that work? Just take Scatterbrain off for a moment. Turn this SynthMaster 2 up a little bit. All right, that works. I like that. I like that. Okay. So then I'm going to go to Helium and I'm going to go to track 2. And that needs to go to here like this. And it needs to be I know why. Yeah. So this needs to go to what is that? Ah, yes. I'm forgetting about what I did before. Okay. Now I want to put that into the front end of Helium. There we are. Right, now what's this like over different octaves? Not that massively different. I'll go with that one. So track 2. That was C4, right? Right, okay, now let's see what we can do with Scatbrain. So we're gonna just see if we can find a preset that's kind of that preset is kind of it's sending the effect to each one in turn. So you'll see it go across like this. That might be quite interesting for adding effects to. So, right, what effects do you want me to add to this? Throw some effects at me, and if I've got them, I'll chuck them on. Hi, Johan. Johan is 64 next year. Music keeps people young. Yes, it does. It does. Music does keep people young, and happy. It's well, it's hard to explain what right? Jade. When Jade does a interview, she always asks, "What does music mean to you?" And it's such an incredibly difficult question to answer, isn't it? Because it's like, for me, it's just like everything. It's like my life. It's everything. I think about it all the time. If I'm not doing it, I'm thinking about it. I'm planning the next time I'm going to be playing, what I'm going to be creating, or it's hard to imagine life without it. How miserable would life be without music? Doesn't bear thinking about. Right, so throw some effects at me. I'm going to get rid of this keyboard here now, and then maybe mute the other channels and throw something on this one. Right, I'm going to mute that for a moment. Might be a little bit much, eh? Trying to keep the rhythm to it, you know. The happy bit. Okay, let's see. I accidentally pressed something. I accidentally pressed Rhino. Okay, let's see. Okay. My apologies for that. I was just trying to get feedback and I don't seem to be able to get it to do it without it being incredibly loud. happy accident or or does it sound pants? I don't know. Naughty, can you add a scatterbrain to a scatterbrain? Let's do something with the last one, and then we'll think about that. Sounds like madness to me. Right. Something to add to the last bit of scatterbrain. Oh, I know. I do know Pro Q3 because I used it a long time ago when I was beta testing Aurea. Because when you get the beta test of Aurea, then it's all the FabFilter stuff is included. And then the beta ends and they take it back off you. It's very upsetting. Well, that is nothing but absolute utter madness. I'm not sure it's terribly musical or brilliant or wonderful or anything, but it's certainly been an awful lot of fun to piss your pants around with, and a nice way to get to know Scatterbrain with you all watching and kind of helping. That feedback thing in Rhino was a happy accident. Well, pressing on Rhino was a happy accident. I should have ended before now because it's Doug's stream time and I really shouldn't be eating into it, so I better go. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Thank you for joining me. You're all completely marvellous, so take good care of yourselves and catch those bargains before oh, is Doug not streaming? Oh, is he not? Okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna finish up anyway because I've got a bunch of things that I really need to do, and I was going to do them whilst watching Doug. So I'm going to wind up anyway. Thanks ever so much for being here. I do really, really appreciate it. And look out for my new video, which will be uploaded either this evening or in the morning, depending on whether the missus is already asleep when I get in the house. So if you would like to check out some of my music, there's it's everywhere. It's on all the streaming platforms. Most people would say check out Spotify, but there's actually more of my stuff on my recent stuff on Bandcamp, and my website is it's there. All the details are down below the video anyway. It's my website's kind of it looks a little bit old school actually now. It could do with updating, but all the information is there, where you can get all of merchandise and all that stuff. So thanks very much for being here. Take care of yourselves. Samuel, I hope you feel much better soon, and don't piss pants about. See you later. Bye bye.